Okay, if I pass out during the segment, I'm sorry. I sprayed a lot of doom because there were bugs. We're in summer now, so it's bugs. But anyways, guys, let's talk local. So, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Kotini Corner with me, Josh Dan. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are swell, man. And I hope you guys are enjoying this horrific heat wave that we are facing at the moment. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do not miss a beat. This show is predominantly about sneakers and fashion. So, I've been wanting to touch on this subject for a long time now. And this subject is Bloke. So, just so you guys know, so throughout the whole segment, I will be obviously over here. You'll see some pop-ups of like the outfits of Bloke that I have tried out myself, if that makes sense. But just to break down what Bloke is, obviously I might not know the full definition, but what Bloke to me is basically it's football jerseys and like making it look really cool. So people can rock like sambas with Bloke, Adidas Superstars, loafers, you name it, with hats and all of that jazz. So that's predominantly what Bloke is, and I think it's a style that's resonated in maybe in the 70s, the 60s, or the 80s in Britain, Great Britain, and it was just like guys who would just rock their sports kits and make it look really fashionable. But now the thing is, it became a trend on TikTok in fashion industries, and and as many of these fashion things do happen on TikTok and on other social media platforms, it's a trend at the end of the day. So these trends do tend to die. So what I wanted to discuss about Bloke is this is what Bloke is all about. And did Bloke really die? Did the trend really die? Or is it just as many trends do happen, it just happens to be a trend that caught people's eyes on TikTok and they just took it from there. Now, what I mean by that is that trends tend to happen, especially in social media, from places that don't really have a huge following of that specific sport or that trend. So what I'm trying to say is, like if we use example as America, right? Obviously, football, what they call it soccer in America, is not as celebrated as it is, let's say, in South Africa or England. And obviously, if that's a trend that happens to have caught American eyes, they've rocked it. Like you'll go on TikTok, if you literally just put in the hashtag Bloke on TikTok, and you'll see just teams, like just people wearing different teams, and obviously in these different countries, like the countries that I mentioned, South Africa and England, a lot of these guys wear these kits because it represents who they are and it represents the team that they support, So my thing is, do we believe that Bloke really did die? Or do we believe that Bloke really died? Maybe as a trend it died, but people still tend to wear like soccer kits. Like for myself, for example, right here, I enjoy Bloke because I feel like it allows me to expand my fashion. Normally I dress very streetwear-esque, a lot of workwear clothes and stuff like that. I think the best way to sum my style is very coffee shop style orientated, a dude that goes and get coffee. So I like the fact that Bloke allowed me to, tap into a different kind of fashion, and it's a pity that, it becomes a trend, because I think it's really important, and especially in South Africa. Let's start off in South Africa. I think a lot of guys would love to know how to actually wear a soccer jersey, make it look as fashionable where you can actually wear it out. A lot of people do complain that soccer jerseys are not for like evening wear and stuff like that, but I do believe that Bloke allows people to like watch and figure out how to wear those outfits in the evening, like make it look really cool. So I do believe, like, as much as it might be as trendy around the world, or that trend was that until it died, I do believe that obviously it's not a trend in different countries, i.e. South Africa and England, whereas in England people live for football and they always wear their team's jerseys. And you'll see that how Bloke's kind of influenced a lot of ways that football teams even market their kits. Back in the day, you would see that it wouldn't really be a huge ass marketing fashion campaign to launch a new second kit, the third kit, their home kit. Normally it'll be one of the players wearing it, and it'll be like a full kit. Now, whereas you'll see with the new way on how to launch kit, and that all started with PSG, just to name a club that really made it popular for football jerseys on a global scale. Obviously there were the people who did that before, but PSG really made it popular on a global scale. So you'll see a lot of teams now, they wouldn't really use a soccer pitch to market their kits. They'll use like models. If one of the guys in the soccer team is a fashion influencer part-time, let's just say part-time, but he is a football player, they will probably use him. Let's use, for example, Hector Bellerin. Everyone knows that Hector Bellerin is probably one of the best dressed soccer players ever. And for one of Arsenal's kits, he was like the main focus on that. You know what I'm trying to say? So, it's become so cool that, soccer jerseys are not just for sports and for you to just sweat in anymore. It's a fashion piece, a fashion statement, which I think is like extremely cool. And obviously, we have no one else to thank but the guys who came before us, who started all of this back in the days, in the 80s and the 70s, you know what I'm trying to say. But it's really cool that, it's gotten to the level on TikTok where it's become a trend. I feel like with some fashion styles, I think the highest level it can get to is when it's trendy, when it's like in your face, everyone's rocking it. But I think that Bloke, I don't think the trend will ever die. Maybe on like social medias, but I do believe it's here to stay because people are so into football and they still wear it. I mean, if you look at my Instagram, most of my outfit pictures now have been football jerseys, and I mean, the response I've been getting has been amazing. So it really is interesting, but I do think that has something to do with the fact that in South Africa we are a season behind. So maybe summer in America, Canada, and up north, Bloke was really, really in because it was summer, and now that's not summer, it's kind of dead. It's kind of summer way of rocking shit, you know what I'm trying to say. So I think now in winter you'll see a lot more workwear. You're going to your actual layering process. You'll see you'll see a lot of workwear again in winter, but for summer, Bloke really was it. So I don't think the trend has died. I just think that the season has changed, which is very interesting. Let me know in the comment section if you guys agree with that. Like, do you think trends die because the season comes to an end and it'll pick up when it's warmer, i.e. Bloke? I honestly believe that. So yeah, man, I think that trend, I think Bloke hasn't died. I still think it's such a huge thing, especially in South Africa. You'll see, if you walk around everywhere, you always see people in football jerseys. It's like it's a culture this side, and it's a culture in England. So do you believe that the reason why people say that Bloke was a trend is it due to the fact that people who are not really football crazy started wearing football jerseys, and because of that, because they weren't really invested into that football culture, it kind of died? Or do you believe that it was going to die either way, and the people who support these football teams will continue with it? So I think it's really interesting. So that's what I wanted to talk about on today's episode of Kotini Corner, was just basically Bloke and like the influences that has had, how football teams now change the way they present their jerseys. It's a lot more fashion forward, a lot more marketable. There are a lot more things happen to present that jersey, and I think like a huge example would be the Venezia football kit, if that makes sense. The Venezia football kits. So the Venezia football kit, literally, I don't think anybody even knows, and no one knows what division this team. I think it's an Italian team, but I don't even know what division it plays in. But every season, their kit sells out because the way they market it, the way they design the kits, and the way the people wear it, the models are wearing it, and people just like, whoa, this kid is actually so fire. So, so yeah, man, I just hope you guys have some questions in the comment section, because I feel like I kind of blabbed in this episode about Bloke, but I think I've always wanted to talk about this on the channel, you know what I'm trying to say? Because obviously, I think it's really important that we actually discuss trends versus fashion pieces that are going to stay there, or pieces that were part of a person's life now becoming a fashion statement. So let me know about your opinions in the comment section, guys. And yeah, man, that was Bloke, me chatting about Bloke. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll be back on the episode. Peace and love.